Hello YouTube! I'm 31 weeks pregnant today and feeling okay so far, although I kind of think that the pregnancy is starting to take its physical toll on me. I've been really tired, particularly over this weekend. Even though I got up late and everything, I have fallen asleep on the sofa in the evenings, and that's unusual for me. I've noticed I'm kind of getting a bit breathless at times. You know, just maybe I'm walking a bit too fast or talking too fast. My muscles feel tired. They just feel weak by the end of the day. It's really difficult for me to remember to rest because I'll just keep going thinking that I don't need to, and then by the evening I'll just crash and I'll be so tired. So this week what I have to look forward to is a midwife appointment on Wednesday, and that's just to check up the routine, kind of how's everything going, have a listen to baby's heartbeat, measure me. And then on Friday, I have the first of 6 yoga sessions, which I'm getting for free. I'm very lucky. Through a friend of a friend, this lady is qualifying for her pregnancy yoga teacher's certificate, I think, and she needs a case study. Through me getting in touch with her, we've agreed that I'm going to be her antenatal case study, and then I think she's got someone else who's going to be her postnatal case study. And she's going to go through relaxation, posture, techniques for labour, which is really cool because it kind of ties in with the active birth thing that I've been looking at lately. If I am allowed to labour, then definitely an active birth sounds like the kind of thing I'd be interested in, and if I can, I'd like to have it completely medication free. When I went to have the appointment with my anaesthetist, or an anaesthetist, he did ask me about pain relief, what kind of pain relief would I be interested in, and I said, well, hopefully nothing, maybe gas and air. And he asked me if I considered the birthing pool, and I said no, because I didn't know that the hospital had one, but it does, and I got to see it, which was really cool. I also got to see a delivery room, which was interesting. He said, so okay, you wouldn't want anything like pethidine then? And I was like, no. And he was like, well, to be honest, I wouldn't choose it either, because it only works in 28% of women expecting their first baby. And the only thing that worries me, that I might not get the birth that I want, is the fact that they might, no one's said anything like this yet, but I guess it's just a consideration. They might want to induce me, and I kind of desperately don't want that to happen. I just want them to leave me be and wait for nature to just do its thing. But I know that there's more at stake. I know that I could end up being really uncomfortable because baby's getting too big, but then part of me also thinks that surely nature wouldn't let that happen. I don't know. So that's the only thing that worries me, because obviously I know that the obstetric medicine is there for the greater good, but I think it should only be used in precise circumstances, because often if you start along the path of medicating and, using intervention like that, then it necessitates the use for other medication, other drugs, because the previous one will have caused a complication like a lowered fetal heartbeat or something. So, yeah. I know I have really unconventional views when it comes to medicine, but I'd rather just try and steer clear of it if I can. Obviously, if they say that I can't give birth naturally and I have to have a cesarean, then, I'm not about to refuse an epidural. I understand that that's necessary. But the anaesthetist was really nice, and he was really unassuming. Normally what happens when I sit down in front of a health professional is that they start to look at me, and I can see that they're trying to work it out, and they kind of treat me a bit like a science experiment, start asking me questions like, is anyone else in your family this height? Do you know of any previous conditions? Have you always been this way? But he was really not like that. He just treated me like a regular patient, and he did tell me that he's basically not saying anything different to me than a woman who was a foot taller than me. And my dad came with me on that one. That was kind of weird. We had to go to the labour ward because they couldn't fit me in with the clinic. So we went and sat in the labour ward reception, and that was kind of weird because my dad has this horrible habit of looking at everybody else and being really nosy. okay, you know, there'd been some delays and there'd been an emergency in the morning, so there were women in the labour ward, in the labour reception ward, and they were like having contractions and stuff, and he's fairly kind of ignorant on these things. So later he was like, so was that woman in labour? And I was like, yes, but not established labour. She was just early stages of labour, probably having a few contractions. As I said, we got to see the birth pool, and then he asked me later, so what was the pool for? And I was like, Dad. Then he's also said, so will you be able to breastfeed? Which, okay, yeah, I know it's not really something your dad asks, but my dad is kind of, he lacks some propriety sometimes. But it was just like, I think it's because he assumes I won't be able to because I'm fairly flat. I'm still flat. I cannot believe it. I am nearly 8 months pregnant and they have not done a single thing. Although they have begun to leak again. Just a little bit. Not too much. Not as much as they have done, so I guess that's something. Emotionally, I've been alright, because we're kind of getting a bit more prepared now. And we've been to Mothercare, and I'm probably going to post another video on the Mothercare haul that we did. And I think I may have found the buggy that I want. I did look into how much a PO box is, and it's not really something I can afford, so there's not going to be a PO box. Sorry guys. And don't forget that I'm going to be doing my own Q&A next week sometime. So any questions that I get from here on in, I'm just going to treat as part of the Q&A, and I'll just bank them. I don't think I'm being rude by not replying to your questions. I have got them. I'm storing them up for next week. Does that mean that next week I get my 32-week scan? Next week? Seems a little soon. Ooh, not quite next week. So not this Monday coming, so not next Monday, but the Monday after that I have my 32-week scan. So it's not quite on 32 weeks, but it's near as damn it. So last week I was... Oh yeah, I remember I was kind of down actually, which is concerning. Here it is. Monstro. And I'm always kind of surprised by how big it is actually. Not from this way, or like when I'm looking down, but certainly like the depth from here to here always surprises me. Been getting lots of movements this week, and they're kind of getting a bit uncomfortable now. So it's 31.5. Well, just over, maybe. Just over 31.5. It's like 80.5 centimeters. I'm not sure this kid's grown, you know. I think that's about it for now. I will see you guys next week for 32 weeks, which means that that's the beginning of the 8th month of pregnancy. Which, I'm kind of glad it's nearly over, to be honest. I'm starting to really wish that I had my body back and that the baby was just here already, because I'm kind of getting excited now, which is a good thing. I know it's a good thing, because it means that all my feelings of dread are kind of diminishing a bit and they're not taking such prevalence. I'll see you guys next week. As per usual, take care, and yeah, thanks for watching. Bye!